Hello and welcome to review. I don't think I'll do reviews that often, but I thought since really this engine, it's just come out, there aren't many reviews in the market, and there are lots of people who are interested and want it, but they're not sure if it's good enough. So I thought I'd create a review just because one's kind of needed. But I'm doing a review on the TTS 47. It's railroad, but it's got the sound of it. I picked up for quite a good price for £72.50 on the Bure Valley Railway Models website. It's quite a good price, and you're supporting a railway, so that's a good place to buy it from, I'd say. To start off with the packaging I wasn't really over impressed with. It is one of the polystyrene containers, and the model was just laid down covered in a sheet of plastic. You can see actually there the paint has sort of on the roof is very slightly rubbed off onto the plastic, so I wasn't very impressed with that. It's probably one of the times I'm not overly happy with packaging, but it's very slightly damaged the model. It's not anything that I'm overly that upset about, but it is still obviously done damage. It was obviously then there's just this plastic kind of thing that sits on the top of it. It does the job, but it's not overly that great, to be honest. But I don't really care. It's the model I'm interested in. Right, so then it comes with two bits of documentation. It comes with your standard running leaflet, which just tells you how to remove the body, etc, etc. It's standard, and it's probably not that oh, there comes with a bit there. Anyway, it's pretty much standard, and this model, I believe, the body casing is all Lima, and the drive is fairly modern, but it's been about for a while, so it's standard to all kinds of models. Right, anyway, the more important bit is this. It comes with a booklet about the sound chip. It's got a lot of information about it on it from what it is. There's an awful lot amount of technical information, and because it's not everything isn't as automatic as other sound chips, and you have to sound quite a lot of features like brake squeal that on full fat sound chips that will do automatically for you. So it contains a lot of information, just telling you stuff like sort of teaching you when it's necessary to do such things, and teaching you about notching up and notching down, for instance. But then also, more importantly, has the CV values, so you can change the various different features, deceleration rates. And it's got a list of all of the functions. There's 25 of them. It's quite a lot. So those are kind of really what I'm most interested in from this booklet. But yeah, so there's the actual engine itself. It does feel very plasticky and quite cheap, and you can kind of tell that by the running gear. It does have, you can't really see it properly there, it does have NEM couplings. I'm not familiar with that type of pocket, but I've been told they're NEM, and supposedly you can swap them out for streamline couplings. I intend to do that, but yeah, it's a bit strange, but yeah, you're not stuck with these thick bulky couplings for life. You can change them around quite easily. It's got a completely new drive system compared to the old Lima one, so the entire chassis is new, and as you'll see later, it runs very, very well. But the body itself is completely Lima. The front of it, as you can see, it's not overly great, but it kind of does the job. The windscreen wipers are nice, but no, on the old Hornby one doesn't have painted windscreen wipers, which is a bit strange. Moving along, the door, yeah, the detail is alright, but yet again, it doesn't look sort of that top notch. What I really do like is the detail along here with these fans. It's really quite nicely done, and it looks quite rather good. As you can see, the roof detail, it looks very, very nice. Yeah, and it's rather quite good. The livery is quite nice, but it looks a bit plasticky, but it compares to the 37 and the 40 that's been released in the railroad range. For the paint job, I would say personally that I prefer this, and it's the best, and I'll try to get a focus better. Yeah. Detail at the other end, as you can see, just aside from the top detail, it's essentially the same. The bogies, there is detail there, but the plastic is sort of very sort of cheap and sort of nasty that it's formed out of, so it could do with weathering really, but for the price I'm not particularly going to complain about it. Yeah, so it's reasonably nice. You can feel that the paintwork is sort of rather cheap. I could smell it actually when it came out of the box, but overall I'd say the model quality is very good. For the price I'd probably give it an 8 out of 10. There could be sort of a few improvements, but generally all round it's really quite nice. The only thing I don't really quite understand is why they've given it NEM couplings but yet put the chunky couplings on there. Like I said, I'll definitely get those swapped over. I'll put it on the track now to show you some of the sounds, but compared to my other sound locomotives, it's really quite loud in comparison to my Black 5. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but if you have other sound engines that aren't TTS, the sound of this might kind of almost dwarf the other engines. Anyway, another issue is that it really doesn't have that great compatibility with some of the controllers. Well, the Hornby controllers at least. With the Select is so out of date that it will work, but it will refuse to play actually any of the sounds with the Select. So I'm having to use this with my E-Link, but I'll play a few of these sounds. So it's the startup. If I shut that off again, obviously I'm having to pretend it's a 50 because this is so new. There isn't a proper setup yet for the 47 with sound on it. So that's cold startup. I'm not as sure on it sounds. It sounds crashy, but sort of not overly realistic. And you've got quite a large variety of whistles. You can notch up and down, compressor. Then there's lots of noises like you got door slams, lots of different horns. You've got flange to it, which is quite cool. It's the Spyrex one, I think that. Yeah. Then I've got buffering up noises as well. I kind of like that. There's not all the sounds over that quality, I'll admit that.